Hello. Another cheaply made but informative video from DUIOnlineEducation.com or DUIOnlineEd on Twitter. What you got here, whoops, straighten that out again. You got two cans, two 12-ounce cans, and a cup. Why are they here? Well, here's a time for another holiday video regarding drink size and drink portions. A couple things to mention here. A lot of people are going to be drinking stuff around this time of year from cups that look very much like that. Now, you take a look at that and you say to yourself, gosh, DUI Online Ed, that cup is about the same size as those 12-ounce cans. In fact, it's actually slightly smaller, at least not quite as tall. But that is an 18-ounce cup. And those are 12 ounces. You don't believe me? Well, here are a couple ways we can do this. First, you can go and you can look for yourself. Oops. Where's it says? There it is. 18 ounces. Okay? Which means, if you go to one of these cans here that you can see I've topped out, and no, that's not really beer. But anyway, that's a topped out 12-ounce can. And if you take it and you pour it into this 18-ounce cup, whoops, you'll see for yourself. Boy, it's fun kind of doing this with a camera in one hand. Anyway, so you do all that, and you pour, 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 and you pour. That stuff looks nasty. You'll see you still got about an inch or two off the top that can be filled with more stuff. And again, keep in mind, this got topped out, so this is more than what you'll normally find in a 12-ounce can. So, why does this matter? Well, it matters because of what kind of stuff you're going to be drinking during the holiday season. I went to a website of somebody who I probably shouldn't mention because I don't have permission to use the name, but if you think of women who are important when it comes to food and home decor, who might have done federal time recently for stuff that men have been able to get away with for years, you might be at the right site. Anyway, so I looked at a couple of her punch recipes and found this. Most of the ones that involve champagne or sparkling wine as their base. That, of course, at her site will include things like pomegranate juice and things like that. Most of those punches have about 5% alcohol content when you mix everything up all together, which is about what you're going to find in cheap beer, cheap American domestic beer. Maybe, yeah, it's about the same. Keep in mind, too, of course, this is going to depend a lot on the individual person preparing the punch. If, on the other hand, you're talking about somebody who's going to create a punch or borrow a punch recipe that involves some kind of distilled alcohol, rum is pretty common, vodka, bourbon sometimes. While most of the punch recipes that I saw will then put in a lot more non-alcoholic liquid, you're still most of them that I looked at, you're still looking then at about 10% alcohol content, which would be roughly the content of maybe your higher levels of alcohol for beer, maybe the alcohol content roughly equivalent of what you might find in some wines, because it might be as high as even like 12% or so. But keep in mind, if you're dealing with, if a person's drinking 18 ounces of that, keep in mind that when we're talking about an alcoholic beverage that has like 12 to 15% alcohol content in it, like wine or champagne or something like that, a drink's worth is only generally about 5 or 6 ounces. And again, if this is an 18-ounce cup, that's 3 times more. I know you can do basic math, but frankly, when people are having a good time and they're celebrating and they're relaxing, they're not thinking about basic math. They're having stuff and it tastes good and they're relaxed and they feel fine because their brain is not really expecting them to do anything particularly complicated. I mean, let's face it, you're going to a holiday party, somebody's saying, okay, great, now let's all do calculus, your brain's not really expected to do anything particularly complicated. The problem then gets to be, of course, when the person heads out the door and they're relaxed and the noise from the party and everything else is gone and they got the hum of the road and things happen. So anyway, to avoid people like me, keep in mind all this kind of stuff. Be safe, be well. Maybe I'll have a couple more videos coming up. One of them might be set to music. I'm not really sure. Anyway, till then, as my dad used to say, we'll be seeing ourselves. Bye.